What's up everyone, it's Shaker here at filmgob, and I'm here with my review for Avengers Infinity War. I'm not going to rant, right? Because I've done enough ranting about the Marvel Cinematic Universe over the past few years here on this channel. There's a lot of problems in this film, but at the same time there's some good stuff which I quite enjoyed. Shock horror. I've seen some reviews, some critics surprisingly giving it like a savage critique. I was more I was thinking to myself, it's more appropriate for previous Marvel films rather than this. So I'm surprised this is the film they decide to kind of wake up on and start criticising. I enjoyed it for most of the I'm kind of 50-50 on it. There's stuff like I enjoyed, and there's stuff that I really hated. The story is very simple. Thanos is finally here, and straight away, the first opening scene, he's there, kills Heimdall, strangles Loki, snaps his neck, which was pretty cool. Nothing Thor could do because he's kind of wrapped up in this metal debris. Mouth is closed as well. We see Hulk briefly, right? He, tries to beat up Thanos in this opening scene. Thanos just slaps him about, really, just a kind of one punch. Hulk is like, ugh. Then we get down to Earth. We've got Tony Stark with Pepper Potts, and they're talking about having kids all of a sudden, trying to build up some emotion and for what happens later in the film. I was like, nah, not fooling me. And then Doctor Strange comes and he says, Tony Stark, come with me. And Banner has crash landed surprisingly crash landing at Doctor Strange's sanctuary. I was like, how? But there you go. And one of the problems I have with the MCU is the jokes and the quips and the banter, which is not needed but is there. And in this film it's even more, because you've got so many characters and everyone needs to joke. And here in the opening few scenes we have Tony Stark and Doctor Strange, who are pretty much, to me, they're very similar in this cinematic universe. I'm seeing two twins argue, joking and arguing about Ben and Jerry's ice cream flavours while they're trying to discuss who Thanos is and how we're going to take him down. Oh no, they've got time to joke about Ben and Jerry's ice cream. So it's that kind of stuff. You've also got later on the Guardians, when they rescue Thor. He's unconscious in their ship, and they're standing over him, and they're joking about how beautiful he is with his muscles and his hair. And then there's more joking when he wakes up, and there's banter between them. And Peter Quill, Star-Lord, he's changing his voice to match Thor, and they're asking, why are you talking in that way? And it's just that whole scene was just, actually pretty much after the movies ended, I was thinking to myself, I was like, did Captain America have anything to say? Did he have any good dialogue? Did we kind of catch up with him to see what's he been up to? How does he feel about what's going on? Nothing. Because the Russo brothers think, and Marvel, they think, oh yeah, let's sacrifice all that. Let's not care what he's got to say. We need more jokes about Ben and Jerry's ice cream and, beautiful Thor, how beautiful Thor's muscles are. And I'll go through some of the characters and what I thought of them. Bruce Banner, played by Mark Ruffalo. He is a fucking joke in this film. I don't know what they've done to him. I didn't watch Thor Ragnarok. I don't want to watch it. But now he's even more kind of childish and stupid. And we don't, apart from that opening scene, we see the Hulk briefly. The rest of the movie, he's not there. This is Bruce Banner, and he gets to wear the Hulk Buster during the Wakanda battle. And he's just so dumb, and he's shouting, and most of the time he's mumbling, but then he starts shouting like a child. I was like, what the fuck is this? You've got Spider-Man, Peter Parker, with pop culture references like, have you watched the film Aliens? This is why they made Spider-Man younger, even younger than the previous, reboots, because they can get more jokes through him. He's another character we can get more jokes through. So that was annoying. Drax and Mantis and Groot. Like, I think Mantis is only there so they can like play her off with Drax, and they had their comedy moments. Again, wasted. Well, not wasted. They shouldn't be there in the first place. Wasted screen time that could have been, suited better for other characters. Gamora, I'm supposed to feel something for her, right? Because now she knows where the Soul Stone is that Thanos is after. She tells Star-Lord, kill me before he gets to me, promise me. And we get this confrontation between Gamora and Thanos. He grabs her. Star-Lord is pointing the gun at him, but then she points the gun at her because he promised her, and he shoots, but then all like bubbles come out of his gun. Like, what? And I was like, okay, is that I take it Thanos did that, but fucking bubbles? Interaction between Thanos and Gamora, and what their feelings toward each other and all that. But I still feel it's like they're doing too much in this film too late. Do you not think it would have been better for us to see Thanos and in the previous films, or like a bit more, and discuss what this relationship means to each of them? Yeah, this is the first time we're seeing, Thanos actually cares for Gamora, and you get a little flashback when he took her from her people and killed like most of them. But anyway, he shows Gamora her sister being tortured. What's her sister's name? I can't remember. Karen Gillan, the Scottish girl. What character's name? I can't remember. But she's okay. She's like, stop. I know. I'll take you to the Soul Stone. It's on this planet somewhere. And they go there and like, who's this? Wraith-looking, a Lord of the Rings type wraith-looking character. Oh, it's the Red Skull. Oh, we've been waiting for Red Skull for all these years. Oh, he's just been sitting here on this planet, guarding the Soul Stone. He can't use it because, you have to love something. You have to sacrifice something you love to get the Soul Stone. So Red Skull is wasted here. I don't think it was Hugo Weaving's voice. It was someone doing an impression of Hugo Weaving's voice. His name's not in the credits. Yeah, so this moment here where Thanos cries and he realizes he has to sacrifice Gamora, and he does. I just feel that a lot of the emotion is kind of forced, or it's kind of rushed. Like, I understand what's happening, but could have been built up a bit better over like previous films. That way it would have meant much more. And there's other moments in this film where like, this emotion, I get what you're doing, but in the back of my head there's something wrong here, and I'll explain that later. But yeah, Gamora's dead. He throws her off cliff type thing, and she's dead, and it's all very sad, but I don't care about Gamora. I don't care. So he gets access to the Soul Stone. So getting back to the other characters, Black Order, a bit useless, a bit weak, underpowered. They kind of turn up to fight Vision and Scarlet Witch in Edinburgh. They destroy half of Edinburgh fighting them. That's where Captain America arrives to save them. And the CGI on them, bloody hell, is really bad. Like, when there's a lot of close-up shots on their faces, I'm like, awful. Like, most of the CGI in the film is fine. I was like, oh, yeah, it was perfectly, serviceable Hollywood action CGI. Face, motion capture, awful, really bad. So Thanos is probably the best character in the film. He makes the film. They kind of, give him a not too much of a backstory, but there's enough. They show you enough. They tell you enough about him to gather your own thoughts and opinion of him. the best MCU villain, probably. But that's not saying much, because the previous villains have been garbage. I'm sick of hearing recently how a good villain is always a conflicted villain. You don't need to be conflicted. Just if you want to be the kind of bad guy who wants to own everyone, own everything, rule over planets and people, you need to give me just a clear explanation and clear kind of characterization why they're like this, and that's it. It doesn't have to be conflicted or an anti-hero. So there's enough here that I think Thanos is kind of treated with respect, and I think people like that. When Thanos he comes to, I can't remember what location it is, but he comes to this place where Doctor Strange is, Tony Stark, Spider-Man, Star-Lord, Drax, Mantis. They've arrived at this location. At first they fight each other, which was quite a cool scene, but then you realise, oh, you're both after Thanos. And so they're hiding out because Thanos arrives and they're hiding. And then the fight starts. They're trying to take his glove off, which I was like, okay, they're actually doing that. They're actually trying to take the glove off his hand, because it did cross my mind. So as they're trying to do this, of course, Mantis, she's actually useful for once. She's gets on top and she's kind of mind controlling him or holding him down, kind of has a power over him. Star-Lord needs to know where's Gamora. They kind of figure out, oh shit, Thanos has killed her, or he kind of mentions it, he had to. And Star-Lord punches him in the face, and that causes Mantis to kind of fly off, and Thanos is back and he's punching everyone, gets his glove back. So this is where he grabs this planet. It's like, well, if he can do that, he should be able to kind of kill them all right there and then by himself, rather than getting a planet and bringing it down. And he kind of uses the power of his glove to bring it, not like fully bring it, but he kind of chunks of this planet turn into asteroids and they start falling all over the place. And I'm like surprised it didn't wipe them out straight away. Like Mantis and Drax, their flesh and bone should be able to be wiped out by this, but no, somehow they survived this as well. Now here is where things get a little bit silly, a little bit stupid, a bit of a con. So Thanos stabs Tony Stark through the fucking gut with a massive sword, right? Stabs him clean through, all the way through the back, comes out through the back. And this is the line where he says, I respect you, and I hope they remember you. Doctor Strange, like the idiot that he is, spare his life and I'll give you the stone. Like, are you serious? Earlier in the film you said, well, hey, if I got a chance to take down Thanos, I don't care if you die. He says that to Tony Stark. Strange says that to Stark. But here he's like, oh no, he'd have this stone. Can't remember what stone it is. You know, he lets him go. Well, I don't know. He's like, he stabbed him and he gets the stone and then he disappears. He teleports away. And I'm thinking, and then it's Tony Stark. he just, you need to, everyone, I'm sure, I heard a few gasps and even I was like, whoa, they killed Tony Stark. Oh no, he just seals up his suit where the cut was. I was like, what? I'm pretty sure that he didn't like seal his wound or anything. He sealed up the suit, his Iron Man suit. I'm like, mate, you just got stabbed through the gut. How are you going to survive? I'm sure Thanos didn't turn back time to help him or anything. He did. He not really spared his life. He fucking stabbed him. So Thor has been away. He's away, meeting giant Peter Dinklage, right, to create a new hammer. And then so he arrives. He once he gets his new hammer, he comes back. He arrives in Wakanda, wipes out all these creatures. They're fighting. As they're fighting, you've got Captain America, who, like I said, doesn't have much to say in this film yet. It has a, but hey, I see you got a haircut, and Thor's like, yeah, I see you copied my beard. There was one good moment where Winter Soldier picks up Rocket and he's spinning around and they're shooting, and they're like, how much for, he's like, Rocket's like, how much for that arm of yours? And Winter Soldier's like, no. And Rocket's like, I'll get that arm. That was funny. I was like, it was kind of Lord of the Rings-ish. Kind of short banter, not fucking dragged out like some scenes in this film. So it was very quick, very short. I liked that. You've got Vision, who's up in one of the towers, and Shuri, she's trying to take out the stone from his head. One of the Black Order things gets there, beats people up. Vision grabs him, they jump out the window. Yeah, it was Captain America comes and kills the Black Order member. And then here comes Thanos. He's now teleported here to Wakanda. He just needs that last stone. Banner in his Iron Man suit, the Hulkbuster suit, he tries to attack Thanos, just goes right through him. I don't know what power Thanos uses. And then he kind of infuses him into the rock so he can't move. So that's Banner taken care of. You see when Captain America grabs Thanos' hand, Thanos just punches him with the other hand. I'm surprised that Steve Rogers didn't like break his skull or dislocate a jaw or something. But no, he's fine later on. But he's down for now. Okoye, she's kind of just slapped away. Black Widow slapped away. And, Scarlet Witch, she doesn't want to, but, Vision tells her, take the stone, destroy it, kill me, before Thanos can get to it. And she does, and Thanos is like, I was like thinking, can he not just turn back time? Yeah, that's what he's going to do. Again, he slaps away Scarlet Witch, turns back time, grabs Vision, takes the stone. And here comes Thor, right? Thor tries to take down Thanos, stabs him in the shoulder with his axe, his hammer. Well, not hammer, yeah, axe. And Thanos is like, well, you should have aimed for the head. I was like, yeah, you were really going to see that in a Disney Marvel film. Then I think he clicks his fingers, and then we get this strange moment with Thanos and little Gamora, and she's like, did you get what you wanted or something like that? And he's like, yes. Then the ending is very, I think I would say the word that comes to my mind is like haunting, the way this film ends. But still, there's some problems here, right? Most of the people here in Wakanda start turning to ashes. And you're like, what's happening here? It's all very silent, it's all very eerie. Black Panther turns to ashes. Okoye's like, what? Groot turns to ashes. Rocket Raccoon's all sad that he has to lose Groot again. Scarlet Witch, she turns to ashes as well. And then, so it's all happening everywhere. We're back with Tony Stark, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Drax, Mantis. So yeah, Mantis and Drax are gone from what I remember. And Peter Parker, he says, Mr. Stark, I'm not feeling too good. And he's like, oh, I don't want to die. And I was thinking, this is quite dark, it is quite sad, it is emotional. Peter Parker turns to ashes, nothing Tony Stark can do, turns to ashes in his hands. But I'm thinking at the back of my head, mate, you can, Peter Parker, you can cry and beg for your life as much as you like. You've got a sequel coming out. I'm going to see you again. So there's that kind of disconnect where you're telling me I'm supposed to feel emotional, but in the back of my head, I know I'm going to see this character again in a sequel, a prequel to the Spider-Man movies back in Wakanda. Like I say, Black Panther's gone, but again, I'm going to see him again. We're going to get a Black Panther too. So rather than announcing, sequels and, what's happening in the future, and you could have kept those things quiet and these scenes would have been much more, gave us a more of an impact. And then you hear Captain America go, oh God, oh my God, right? There's only a few of them left while everyone else has turned to ash. And I thought that would have been the perfect way to end it, but then we see a final shot of Thanos, and he kind of sits down wherever he is in some kind of field, some planet somewhere, and he's just kind of smiling. I think he's kind of achieved what he wanted. So that's the film ends. I didn't stay for the post-credit scene. I read about it, right? Nick Fury going through the destruction of New York, and people start turning to ash there. Then he activates a device to contact Captain Marvel or something. So I was like, I read about it. I was like, no, I'm not waiting for that. So I left. So there you go, everyone. That's what happened in the movie. That's how I feel about the movie. In summary, too much idiotic banter between the characters, probably too long, too many plot lines, right? Like I said earlier, you don't need to have this much going on. Don't need to have so many characters in so many different locations. I wouldn't say the pacing was wrong or the pacing was bad. I just felt, man, less is more, and that's what they should have aimed for. Let me know what you MCU fanboys who are always here in my channel, insulting everyone else. You don't like humour in films. Nobody says we don't like humour in films. We're saying the kind of humour and jokes that are forced in almost every other scene is a problem. And here in this film is definitely insulting how they just throw jokes at you. Ben and Jerry's, have you heard of aliens? Mark Ruffalo, as Bruce Banner behaving like a child, shouting and doing stupid things. So let me know what you guys thought of this film. Overall, I would give this movie a 3 out of 5. It's entertaining enough, it's epic at moments, but for every good thing they do, there's always something that annoys me, characters-wise, plot-wise, story-wise. So 3 out of 5, that's how I feel about it now. I'm more likely to rewatch this than most MCU films. Let me know what you thought about the film in the comments below. Click that like button, share, and of course subscribe if you haven't already done so. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Letterboxd if you want to see what films I'm kind of following, or planning to watch, all these kind of things. And if you enjoy the content on this channel, you can always support us through Patreon. You can donate as much as you like. It's up to you every month. But for now, I'm Shaker, and I'll catch you next time.